Welcome to Road to Billions podcast, the mentality of an entrepreneur. With your host, Moise Bertrand.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your host, Moise Bertrand, the Road to Billions podcast. It's been an amazing journey, you guys, and I appreciate everybody who's been listening, tuning in, of course, and just showing love to every episode that I post. And, that's been a constant subscriber of the show, of course. Now, today I want to talk about something very, something that a lot of investors fuck up on. This part of the real estate deal. I tell people all the time, we got to make sure all your eggs are lined up, right? You can't be out here fucking off. You can't be out here playing around because it will come bite you in your ass. And the one rehab decision that could kill your refinance is pretty much your credit. Your credit, people. Your credit could kill your refinance. And the reason I say that is because most lenders have a threshold of what they will offer. And if they feel like, technically speaking, that, it's too much of a liability to lend you some money, they could really tell you straight up, we know your house is worth this and this and this, but since your credit is 580 or something like that, it's shot. Let's just say when you got the house, your credit was good. Something happened in the middle of, the process, your credit went down. When it's time to refinance, you're expecting to get all this money back, which is your deposit plus the equity built into the property, which is extra cash. And they tell you straight up, yeah, we know your property worth $300,000. We know this. We see it. We have the appraisal report. You bought it for $100,000. You put 60 into it, 160. Now the problem is you don't have the credit, so we can't offer you enough. We can't offer you the full maximum equity you could pull out. It's like a student loan, you guys. If you go to school, you have pretty much what you could accept per semester as far as loans. And if you don't get those loans per semester, what happens? You have to pay out of pocket. And that's what pretty much happens with a lot of investors. They don't get offered the full loan juice or even offers because the credit comes in and it messes up a lot of things. When the credit messes up a lot of things, they ask for a lot more work, a lot more documentation, such as reserves, maybe a co-signer, or even you're just extending your loan a few more months to get your credit up. And this could be very detrimental to a lot of people because people don't understand that even though you may not see the credit be a big deal, it's only when it's time to refinance it becomes a big deal, right? Because some lenders might even tell you, you know what, the credit isn't a problem, we can refinance you. But what they're not telling you is you're not getting no money. There's nothing. It's just accepting you. It's like an exception. You know what I'm saying? It's saying, well, we know your credit's fucked up, but we really like this property and we kind of see it makes money per month based off the lease and everything. So what we're going to offer you is maybe a DSCR or a rate and term loan, and therefore we might just give you something back. Maybe $1,000. But you really probably are owed, or I would say supposed to get back $60,000, $70,000. You lost $59,000 because of your credit, right? And this could be so many factors that affect your credit, such as, a late payment, or, you took on more debt. You give me your debt to income ratio is a lot more. Your credit utilization. And then you have other factors that might play a part down the line, like, hey, you probably missed a payment on your mortgage this month. So that's another factor as well. And everything that turns into delinquency or late payment automatically rules you out. Now, if you did a lot of business with this lender, I'm not going to say he might give you or she might give you an exception. But, sometimes they don't really like to give exceptions. You know why? Because that means more money is coming out of their lender's pocket and they don't want to really give money out. In my eyes, I feel like they try to hold on as much money as possible. And then try to offer you other incentives around it, like, well, instead of getting this money, we'll just don't give you a mortgage for 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, But that could just be so detrimental because cash is king. So if I have cash, I could do other deals. In the meantime, I could partner with other people. But if I'm just getting cash flow a month from my property, that was going to happen anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have been making the profit on top of the cash that comes on top of me. So in order not to get in that situation, in order to be able to successfully pay back investors, you have to do your math right the first time. You have to be able to tell yourself, well, you know, at the end of the day, I'm going to make sure my credit stays at a 630, 640, 680. I'm going to make sure I talk to my lender and give them heads up about what's going on and see what they could help me with right now. You know what I'm saying? Like if they could probably put a hold on my credit or, you know, rerun my credit right now and hold it on for like a month or 30 days. And then I could probably just rerun my credit again and then get a higher credit score. Now, a lot of lenders aren't really, quote unquote, excited when people say, hey, I'm gonna get my credit up and I'll come back to you and refinance. They want to get the deal done right now, you know? So they may not even give you the same leeway that they would somebody else didn't have the credit, if that makes sense. Let me see if that makes sense. If you're somebody who's looking to get a deal done, right, but your credit is messed up, your lender is more susceptible to give you incentives around that bad credit. Like, hey, we know you have bad credit, but you have a really nice asset. Mortgage is going to be taken away for a few months. XYZ, they might even give you, I don't know what they might give you. But all I know is you don't want to be in that situation. You want to be in a situation where, because when you also have bad credit, you can't make any demands. You can't negotiate. You have the shorter end of the stick. You can't say, hey, you're charging me 2 points, 2.5 points on this loan, or 3 points on this loan, or even 4.5 points. I've seen a lender charge somebody 4.5 points, which is 1% of the overall purchase price. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes that 1% could translate into 1,000. So that's 4,500 plus their origination fee. You know what I'm saying? And that becomes a lot in this real estate industry if you don't know your numbers, if you don't really have the portfolio or the credit history, you know, the financial strength and confidence to be able to make the demands that you want. And when you get to that end of the table, man, because I've seen people and I've been in it almost, and it's not a good feeling, bro. You literally are begging every night, praying every night to get this loan out of your name, to some way, somehow get this loan refinanced and into a bigger loan. And then therefore you don't have to worry about a year loan no more, 2 years. Now you finally got a 30-year loan. Is a stable property. Now you know your mortgage for the next 30 years. You get what I'm saying? But if you out here just thinking that you're gonna get refinanced with bad credit, you might be able to still pull it off, but it has to be like a good ass deal. It has to be so much equity in it that the lender could look at you and be like, man, you know what? I'm gonna take a chance. Because worst case scenario, you already built in $150,000 worth of equity in this property, right? So we just giving you the opportunity not to fuck it up. Or you could just be like anybody else and be like, you know what? This might be too much of a hassle or a gamble. I'm gonna sell it. Because what you don't understand is you're able to do more deals by the amount of money you're able to pull out by your first deal. So if your appraisal come back right, your credit comes out right, you get not only your deposit back, but more money on top of it, you guys. And this is why we're able to create more pathways of success by buying more properties through getting our refund back. So now we have no money included in this deal. This deal was $0. We milked it every way. We made it a fucking rental property. We refinanced the money out. Not only did we get our deposit back, but we got more money back. We have $0 in this deal. The asset is cleared of any liens. It's refinanced. It's also rehabbed, and we have a stable tenant. We got $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 back, tax free. Let's go ahead and do the next deal. Let's get it. 40, 50,000. You split that up in 3 ways. Probably do 15, 15, 15 here in 3 different deals, or even do 2 different deals at 20,000 or 25,000. It all depends on how you want to, finagle with it. But I tell people all the time, bro, it's all about what you want to do, and you can't give nobody else the opportunity to control what you want to do. So whenever you're doing real estate, the most important thing is not how much money you have in an account. It's not much. It's not how pretty the house looks. It's your credit, because you can always walk away from one lender and go to the next lender. But if you don't have the credit, you guys, they don't give a fuck how nice your house looks. They don't give a fuck how clear, the tenant, how much the tenant has paid over the last 8-9 months. They don't care about that shit. They worry about your credit, because the credit tells everybody everything about your habits, your spending, your thought process, and your confidence in a lot of things. And the credit shows people your choices, right? So if you make poor choices in the past, how could we offer you this opportunity? Now, like I told you before, lenders will give an exception based off your portfolio, based off your experience, because you may not have in the portfolio, but if you were on other people's deals and you could prove it, they will give you an exception for that. If you had bad credit now, but you had good credit when you first started with them, because you might refinance with the same lender, they might give you an exception for that. But mind you, this is all things that are maybes, right? These are not things that are definite. Not one shoe fits all scenarios. You might have some lenders that might just not care about the credit. They might just go just based off the rental income. And at that point, they might be able to work with you on the deal, or you might be able to just say, fuck it, and sell the house, get an extension on a loan, tell your old lender, hey, listen, I'm selling the house. It's going to take me about 60 days, and then I'll pay this debt off. And at this point, yeah, I'm going to do a 1031, move into the next deal. And, maybe that might work. Maybe it not might work, or I might just take this profit, clean up my credit, and then back at it again. So you got to worry about how could you get into this game while making constant, steady strides. The more you work on, just being proactive, being confident, being, like I said, thorough and your due diligence, you'll be able to not only take what you have, but you'll be able to create and multiply more things, right? You'll be able to take your knowledge and go elsewhere with it. You'll be able to take your properties and loan against it, sell them, create generational wealth in an instant. You know what I say? So all these things are the labor of the credit, of due diligence, and doing hard work. But all three have to align. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. Oh, you don't need credit. You can have money. Yeah, but if you're really trying to do something and be in control, you need everything. You need everything, so people don't make the rules for you. And once you learn that mindset, you guys, you're gonna be in this game for a long time, and it's gonna be hard to knock you off. So I appreciate you guys for listening to Roll the Business Podcast. If you haven't already, rate, review, subscribe, tell others about the podcast, and most importantly, man, keep God first. Thank you guys.